I believe in mandatory paternity testing for every child at birth. Changed my mind. Thank you so much for joining again. I am Damien, and I am going to be speaking what's on my mind today. So recently it has become this big deal where apparently we have now been told that Jamaican women seem to be giving a lot of jackets. A jacket is where a female names the wrong person as father of her child. Now, this is something that has been known for some time. Males always have this fear of getting jackets. We have always had this instinct. I mean, it's a natural instinct. We want to know that the child we are fathering is actually our own flesh and blood. It would appear that many times in Jamaica, females are being deceptive and do not give the correct person the biological father. They do not name the biological father as such. Many times it comes down to economics. Many times a lady would prefer for the father for a child to be a particular person because it may be a case where he is seen as a more upstanding person. He is seen as someone who is better able to sufficiently provide for her child. That is, to me, that is very motherly. That is basically a mother trying to ensure a better future for her child. However, I strongly believe that every child has the right to know who their biological father is. Whether it be that he was a one-night fling, one-night stand, whatever the case may be, a child deserves to know who their biological father is. Now, recently it has come up in the news where parliamentarians are lobbying for a bill where the fatherhood of a child, the paternity of a child is to be determined at birth. There are many people who do not 100% agree with this. Personally, I do agree with it, simply because of the fact that it will negate a lot of negatives that can happen in the future as far as a child is concerned. Speak about medical history. We can speak about just the child, just the father knowing that this is my seed. Because in the long and short of it is this: every human being wants to live forever. Now, how do you live forever? You live forever by your genes remaining in the gene pool. Your genes remain in the gene pool by fathering offspring. That is how you live forever. So technically, Genghis Khan is still alive because his genes remain in the gene pool. This is what everybody wants. This is a definition of living forever. You live through your kids. To be honest, it's really tough to, after 18 years of fathering a child, having created a bond with a child, to then realize that the child is not biologically yours. Many times, the truth comes out years down the line, and fathers sometimes react with violence. I do not condone any act of violence against any other human being. I do not condone any act of violence against any other human being. That is just against the way I was brought up. I was brought up by a single father. I love my father. right? Miss my father. Even years after his passing, still miss my father. And I believe that he has imparted on me a lot of many good qualities. With that being said, let's get back down to the meat of the matter at hand here. And I'm going to read from a couple articles. These articles are nothing new. These articles have been around for quite a few years. And this will explain a bit why there is such a rush now to ensure fatherhood and paternity. And I will give you my final thoughts at the end of me reading from this. A 2019 report by Polygenics Consulting, which is a Jamaican company which offers DNA testing, indicated that of all the paternity tests that the company has conducted since 2015, when it became operational, 70% were not the father. Okay. 70% of the DNA tests done by Polygenics Consulting proved that the person who was expected to be the father was not the father. And I, of course, will include the links to this article down below. So, if the results from Polygenics Consulting is standard throughout just about every other consulting firm, then this would indicate that a whopping 70% of Jamaicans are jackets. Let that sit for a while. 70% of Jamaicans are jackets. That is, of course, if the report here is, number one, correct and truthful, and I have no reason to think that it's not. And if this ratio covers all consulting firms that do DNA testing. Now, another article here states that overall, worldwide, 50% of fathers are actually not the fathers. 50%. And of course, I will also link this article below. But here was I thinking that males were the dogs and females were, in every sense of the word, without flaw and always correct. It would appear that the ratio that says that women and men cheat at the same, just about the same percentage would hold true. Based on the latest research I've done, males cheat 26% at the time and females cheat 24%. That's a 2% difference. So females and males are responsible for cheating. Now back to DNA testing. I wholeheartedly believe that this is something that should be implemented. Because the truth is, women know who got them pregnant for the most part, unless she is promiscuous to the level where she is entertaining multiple gentlemen over a short period of time, where the paternity of a child would now come into question. For the most part, women know who they are being sexually active with. And for that reason, I believe they also know for the most part who is the father of their child. And I segue this into saying that this 70%, I believe at least 50% of that, the ladies know that the person is indeed not the father. It's sad. Tell me what you think below. Subscribe and like. Thank you so much. Once again, this is Damien, just speaking my mind on topical issues. Whatever I feel like talking about at a given time, I will be talking about that. Thank you so much for joining me today. 70% of Jamaica jacket. Check that out. Let that sink in.